Imagine holding your phone. You can feel its smooth screen against your fingertips. Now imagine someone told you. You've never actually touched it. Not once. It sounds ridiculous. After all, you can feel it right now. But according to modern physics, the atoms in your finger never truly come into contact with the atoms in your phone. Everything you experience as touch is created by invisible forces acting across unimaginably tiny distances. By the end of this video, you'll see one of your most familiar senses in a completely different way. Touch seems simple. You place your hand on a table. You pet a dog. You hug someone you care about. But your skin doesn't actually feel objects. Instead, your skin contains millions of specialized receptors. Some detect pressure. Others detect vibration. Some detect temperature. Others detect pain. Every second these receptors convert physical changes into electrical signals. Those signals travel along your nerves at speeds of up to around 120 meters per second. Within fractions of a second, your brain interprets those signals and creates what you experience as touch. In other words, touch doesn't happen in your hand. It happens inside your brain. To understand why you never truly touch anything, we need to shrink ourselves down. Far, far smaller than a grain of sand. Smaller than a cell. Smaller than DNA. Eventually we reach atoms. Everything around you is made of atoms. Your body. Your clothes. The air. Your phone. Even the chair you're sitting on. But atoms are mostly empty space. If the nucleus of an atom were the size of a marble, its electrons would orbit hundreds of meters away. That means what seems like a solid object is mostly emptiness. So why doesn't your hand simply pass through the table? The answer lies in one of the four fundamental forces of nature. Electromagnetism. Electrons carry negative electric charge. The electrons in your finger repel the electrons in the table. As your finger gets incredibly close, this repulsive force becomes enormously strong. Before the atoms can overlap, they push each other away. That tiny gap is unimaginably small. Far too small for us to notice, but it's there. What you experience as touch is actually the electromagnetic force preventing your atoms from occupying the same space as the table's atoms. In a sense, you never actually make contact. You feel the force between them. This raises an incredible question. If your brain creates touch, what else is it creating? The answer is almost everything you consciously experience. Your eyes don't see color. They detect different wavelengths of light. Your ears don't hear music. They detect changes in air pressure. Your nose doesn't smell coffee. It detects tiny molecules. Your brain combines all these signals into one seamless experience that feels completely real. Reality, as you experience it, is partly a construction created inside your own mind. But your sense of touch can be fooled. Scientists have discovered just how easily touch can be tricked. One famous example is the rubber hand illusion. A volunteer places their real hand out of sight. A fake rubber hand is placed in front of them. Both the hidden real hand and the visible fake hand are stroked at exactly the same time. After only a minute or two, many people begin to feel as though the fake hand belongs to them. When researchers suddenly pretend to stab the rubber hand, people often panic. Their heart rate increases. Some even pull away instinctively. Their brain has accepted the fake hand as part of their body. It's a remarkable demonstration that our experience of touch, and even our sense of self, is something the brain actively constructs. Researchers are now developing technologies that can create the feeling of touching objects that aren't really there. Virtual reality gloves can simulate pressure and texture. Ultrasonic devices can project sensations into thin air. Scientists are even experimenting with ways to let surgeons feel tissues remotely through robotic systems. One day, we may shake hands with someone thousands of kilometers away and genuinely feel it. The next time you place your hand on a table, think about what's really happening. Billions upon billions of atoms are stopping just short of each other. Invisible electromagnetic forces are doing all the work. Your nerves convert those interactions into electrical signals. Your brain transforms them into the sensation you call touch. So although it feels like you've been touching objects your entire life, science suggests you've really been feeling invisible forces all along.